And we are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? What's going on, Rogue Nation? We got to come up with something for Yolanda.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
YOLO Nation.
YOLO.
Yeah, the YOLO Nation. I love it. I
YOLO
love it.
Nation.
She loves anything.
Yolanda, finally, we get you back on the show. What's
It's such
going
an
on? Good
honor.
morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. LBHC family. Come on, as you enter the building, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, all the things. But it's good to be back. I'm home with family.
Yes, indeed. And we have Slim Smith in the house. He's here early. He says, yo, what's going on, Slim? Bazel's in the house, says, OMG, I'm late. You're not late. You're not late, Bazel. Whenever you show up, you're right on time. You know how we do around here. Just Aloe says, hey, Yolanda.
Morning.
And everyone. Appreciate you coming through. This is just Aloe's favorite time right here. He said, if we could do the LBHT show right here, like maybe a little bit earlier, that's the way he wants to do it. Zeke Hokage's in the house. What's going on, Zeke? Andrew's in the house. Salute. Good morning. DDSQ, good morning. Thanks for coming through, hanging out with us early. All right, this is our first week. Well, I mean, we did a little bit last week, but this is our first official week experimenting with this. All right, I've been floating a name out there. I've been putting it in the title. It's a working name. The Morning Roundup. All right. If this becomes a thing, we'll hammer down that title. Okay. Grail, salute. Thanks for coming through.
Ooh.
All right. We're gonna run through these quickly. All right. The first thing, what you see in the thumbnail, Jaire Alexander says, all right, man, I need a little time. I need a little time to think about things. Cornerback Jaire Alexander is contemplating retirement and has informed the Eagles he is stepping away to focus on getting right physically and mentally. How y'all feel about this?
I am very, very sad about it. I think Jaire had a lot of promise. Excellent cornerback. I think coming to Baltimore, I don't know if it stifled his playing time. I don't know if he was on the fritz, but I was hopeful for kind of like a resurgence. I know he's had a long-standing, dealings with injuries, but I thought he was a good to go. And when I saw this news yesterday, I said, no, please don't leave, Jaire. I wasn't ready for it.
I mean, nothing to me. It just meant he's a liar. he told. Listen, I like Jaire, but he told us he was good to go. He went to the Eagles. He said, I'm good to go. Like, I don't know why they didn't play me. They must wanted to go with the young guys, but obviously he was injured. And he's injured to the point now that he's contemplating retirement. So, I mean, it is what it is. I wish him best of luck in the future, but we got games to win.
Yeah, I think that might have been this might be been one of EDC's actual fleeces here. I think this discussion was had before he was traded. I think he wasn't playing. I think look, him and Lamar are good friends. I'm pretty sure that discussion was had. He probably, went to an organization and says, hey, I'm thinking about just hanging it up for a little bit until I get right. And they're like, hey, man, hold that thought. Just hold on just for a few more weeks. Let this trade go through. Then you can quit when you're with the Eagles. And he said, all right, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Jaire. Okay, so to hear this news, it just bothered me. But a very interesting comment from Melanated One. Why can't Daniel Falele step away from football? Like, couldn't we get that kind of? Can't we get that kind of news for our day? But yeah, but I wasn't ready for that.
All right. We're gonna move on to the next story, but we're gonna bring up our guy Ferris. Ferris, what's going on?
Oh my God.
Doing good, guys. How are you?
Morning, Ferris.
Doing good.
Doing good.
All right. We're gonna move on to the next story. Joe Burrow says he wants to come back for the Ravens game on Thanksgiving. One, do you think he's going to be ready by then? And two, do we care?
No.
Yes,
I care.
I do.
I only care because I want him to play because he's not going to be in football shape. He's going to be out of football for a couple months. And, Joe Flacco can get hot. He showed you that when you give him weapons, at 40 years old, he threw for 450-something yards at 40. So that was the first time going over 400 yards. So Joe Burrow can come back. Nothing's going to change. Joe Burrow's not going to change this defense. I think they became like the first team in NFL history to have consecutive games of scoring 38 points and losing both of them. So this Bengals as a whole, as a team, they don't do nothing. They started off 2-0 for the first time in like 5 years, but it ain't nothing. We beat them last year on Thursday night when they came to Baltimore for Purple Rising. We'll do it again.
Yeah, I definitely care about Joe Burrow coming back. Like Hendo said, he's going to be out of shape, and I don't want to go against Joe Flacco. I prefer, if I had my preference, bring in Joe Burrow, and for all the reasons that Hendo said, he's not going to be ready. We'll be able to take advantage of that, capitalize on that. Thursday, Thanksgiving, let's get it done. Let's get the dub, because listen, we're about to make this historic run into the playoffs. So we need every single win. Everyone matters. So let's have Joe Burrow back on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I want him back on Thanksgiving because the Bengals might put up 40 points again and lose 47-40. This defense is actively, just actively sabotaging this team. Like they are doing a type of strike that you've never seen before in the NFL, right? They're like, we put up 28 points today, we gotta give up 29.
Right.
We put up 35 points today, we gotta give up 38. They're making sure the other team outscores them no matter what the score is. So it's gonna be entertaining. I want to see that on Thanksgiving.
We might have to stream that one, Hendo. I told you, I said, I don't know if we can stream on Thanksgiving. I'm going to be out of town, but listen, I might just find a space in the hotel room, and this might be too much to miss.
I am pro worker strike. I'm pro. Yes.
Same. All right. Next story. This is a basketball one. I told y'all we're gonna be moving quick. Hit that like button if you're new here. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button here in Lunch Break Hot Take. Hit the subscribe button on the Road Pod, Ravens Talk with Yolanda, and Good Friends, Better Rivals with Ferris. All right, Ferris, Caleb, D Weezy. There's a whole crew over there. Suge. I'll put it all in the description, so you guys can click on it and go hit the subscribe button. Joe Burrow is slightly overrated. Joe Flacco and last year's Jake Browning was both putting up 300 plus yards. They have a lot of weapons. That's what happens when you have weapons.
Thanks.
Just throw it to 5 or 1. Just throw it. They're open somehow.
Yep.
Throw it in their vicinity.
I don't know if he's slightly overrated. I think Joe Burrow is an excellent quarterback when he is healthy, but he's just I mean, since he's been in the league, he's just not been able to be healthy consecutive years. Plus, you have the talent that's around him, right? So when you have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, you can't help but to be good. But I think he was great. I think he was good at, even before they drafted Jamar Chase.
I mean, they still had T. Higgins, so
they still did, right?
And he got hurt, so he only played part of he only plays every other season. So
yeah, and his one full healthy year, he made the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, next story. This is a basketball one, an NBA one. Hendo's boy, Nico Harrison has been fired. GM for, if you don't know who Nico Harrison is, he was the GM, former GM of the Dallas Mavericks. He oversaw the trade of Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, which Dallas fans. Yeah, Dallas fans. I think so. Actual fans legit just said, "Yo, F this team. We're not coming back to it." They were very upset about it. He was very indignant about it, right? Very like, hey, it is what it is. We know what what's going on with this team. Like, we know how to build a winner here. You guys are just fans. This is one of these examples of when I say certain people aren't qualified for their jobs, just because they're in professional sports does not mean they're qualified for their jobs. This is one of those examples.
Thanks.
Maybe he was told to do this, and B would tell you he was told by the ownership to make this trade. I still wouldn't do it. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to fire me. I'm not you're not putting that on my head, right? Because I still want to be a GM in this league, right? When this doesn't happen, you're gonna scapegoat me, and that's gonna be, you know, the jacket I gotta wear from here on out. That I was the one that traded Luka. Right. So I'm gonna keep Luka. I'm gonna sign Luka. If you don't want me to sign him, you can fire me and I'll go somewhere else. And then you can, you know, put that on somebody else or take the blame fully for it. The same thing I say about EDC here. If Eric DaCosta is not in control, Eric DaCosta needs to force their hand. You either quit or you say, hey, just fire me or us part ways, whatever. But I'm not going to be the one that doesn't sign Lamar. I'm not going to be the one that doesn't get him help. Right. So this is all Nico as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I don't even like the Mavericks, but I'm just glad to see that man go because he was so smug about it. Like, yeah, I traded him. I mean, y'all gonna get over it. But more importantly, when I look at the NBA, I look at what did they give up for Rudy Gobert? 5 first-round picks?
4 technically 5.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Was it the Knicks that gave up 5 first-round picks or somebody?
Well, more okay. Not just the Knicks.
That was Brooklyn.
Yeah, and they've missed on all 5 of them.
I know they didn't.
That's not the point. It's not the point, sir.
I was going to point out.
No, excuse me. I was talking first. I was talking first. I was talking first.
I know you're trying to do, and I don't appreciate the agenda you're pushing. This is an agenda-free show. You don't do agendas here.
Order in the court. Order.
Yes, order.
Someone told me facts over feelings. Take your agenda and get it out of here.
First of all, my point was, regardless of the team, they gave up multiple first-round picks for these lesser players, but yet still you have one of the faces of the NBA and Luka Doncic, and they essentially got Anthony Davis, who was injured when they traded for him, who is still currently injured right now. Yes. So Dallas got fleeced. My thing is, if you'd have got a haul to pick the Dallas Mavericks back up, that's a totally different story. But you got an aging star who can never play, and you want to sit up there and tell fans, just be patient, be quiet. I did what was best for the organization. Get out of here. I'm glad they fired that clown.
I see where Jose's talking about. You know, just fire me. I'm not gonna be the idiot that gets, you know, get caught that way. You know, have some have a backbone.
Ain't he?
Oh well, it was you, but
sure. I was speaking when you were interrupting.
Yeah, no, I was trying to end your agenda when Mr. Facts Over Feelings wants to push his agenda, but sure, buddy. All right, whatever. All right, good. All right, whatever, bro.
Yeah, you get off. You ain't coming back.
This
no, finish up, fans. Finish up.
Man, I'm done. My point is, you know, we can say, you know, have a backbone. Yeah, he should have had a backbone. I wouldn't have listened to her, but he listened to her. My issue was always the haul. That was always my issue. It was like, you want to keep your job, fine. Get a better deal. Get a better deal. You know, you should have taken Austin Reeves. You should have taken a couple of their first round picks. You should have taken a couple of youngsters from them as well as Anthony Davis. And that you couldn't do your job that way. You know what I mean? You could have saved face a little, even though we all know it's that horrible new owner they have. Yeah. And I'll keep my comments to myself about my true feelings about her.
All right. Yolanda, any thoughts?
I don't really have much to say about the Nico. I didn't really keep up with him, but the little that I did, I said, ugh, this is not a good look. So I'm not really surprised by this. Look, my team, I don't have a dog in the fight. The Orlando Magic aren't doing much this season. So, I mean,
one team that traded 4 first-round picks for a random shooting guard.
What'd you say, Ferris? Wait.
Desmond Bain. They also traded for.
Wait a minute. Wait. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
I'm just pointing out, facts. Mr. Agenda over here don't want to talk about that, huh?
Whoa. So who got upset and wanted to talk over people because somebody was talking about their team? Who was speaking facts and you got in your feelings?
No, I pointed out a fact as well, but you don't want to bring up that fact. But sure, buddy.
What fact first?
All right, yeah, whatever.
Yes, Kwame. Orlando has a team. It's called the Orlando Magic. Okay, we're going to try and we're trying to make it to the championship this year or next year or the next 5-10 years. Who knows? Just keep going.
The Orlando Tricksters.
Leave my team alone.
They don't even have magic. They don't even have magic. They have tricks.
Also, add to pop up early says the owner needs to fire himself. Also, he signed off the trade. Yeah. This is on the owner, but Nico, I mean, he signed up for it. Okay.
Yep.
You know, you're all adults here, right? If you knew that's the hustle, that's the con, and you go along with it, you get the blame. It is what it is. All right. No, there are no victims here.
Facts.
He's actually pretty
All right.
good as the GM before the trade. You know, he drafted Derek Lively, built the team around Luka. They made the NBA Finals, and then it all fell apart.
Next story. Former NFL star Antonio Brown was returning Tuesday to Miami to face an attempted murder charge stemming from a May shooting, with his lawyer filing a not guilty plea on his behalf. I forgot that this happened. Do you guys remember this?
No.
I
Dude,
didn't remember it until I saw the news. I said, "Oh, wasn't he
This
in some
happened.
legal trouble earlier this year?" I couldn't remember what the charge was, but then it was like attempted murder. I said, "Oh wait."
There was a
There was a month where he did like 4 different like stuff. You remember when he threw the couch over the balcony that almost killed that mom and her baby? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was the same
Yeah.
month. That was the same month.
So,
So it
okay,
was-
this is from the AP News. According to an arrest warrant, Brown is accused of grabbing a handgun from a security staffer after a celebrity boxing match on
I
May
remember that.
16th
I
and
remember.
firing 2 shots at a man he had gotten into a fist fight with earlier. The victim, Zul Karnayan Kwame Natamubu, that's a name, told investigators that one of the bullets grazed his neck. Yeah. Brown claimed that he was protecting himself because I think part of this was on tape too. I think TMZ had a tape out there where there's a fight, but the tape does not help Antonio Brown, from what I understand. Like the scuffle happened, and then he went and grabbed a gun from somebody, and then started shooting at the guy that was already running away.
Right.
So not a good look for your guy AB here. I think he's going to be doing some time over this.
Facts. Vontaze Burfict did him dirty. Changed the course of the man's life.
I'm not so convinced that he's going to do time yet. Number one, we have to look at his criminal history. I don't know it, but number one, especially in the state of Florida, they're going to look at number one, his criminal history. They're also going to look at kind of with him. They're going to do if I were his attorney, I would say absolutely he needs a psych eval. This man, I would advance that defense real fast. This man has been off his rocker for years and nobody has addressed it. He has needed professional help and we've all seen it. This is someone who clearly doesn't understand the nature and consequences of his actions. I mean, I don't know that he's going to do time, just depending on how savvy his lawyer is. But I think he has a very viable defense, especially if there is any CTE, any type of brain injury that they can link to the cause of action. So.
When they crack his skull open, man, it's gonna ban football forever.
Facts.
They're gonna ban football forever.
So,
Bazel says LBHT are problem starters, having grown men so emotional.
Where else can you go to get this type of liveliness in the mornings as you drive to work or as you start your day? So
yeah, and then attitude pop. Some of us just don't go to sleep. That's why they be so cranky in the morning.
Some of us need, be in a real studio.
Something in the water. Thanks for coming through. So just the CTE thing, Yolanda, it can't be proven while he's alive. It's not something that they can diagnose until they can, they can dissect your brain.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you're right. You're right. That doesn't mean they can't make a case that head trauma has played a factor into how he is now, because it does seem like after that Vontaze Burfict hit, he has not been the same. And there's enough examples of people and their mental state after they play football. So yeah.
Remember when he burned his feet in Oakland in the cryo chamber?
Yeah.
Like that you purposely didn't wear the protective gear. Like some
And although you can't diagnose CTE, it has to be done posthumously. But my thing is, if I'm his attorney, I'm getting a medical examiner or I'm getting some type of doctor to certify that although I can't give you concrete linkage, I can definitely show you that there is a correlation between his actions and his longstanding history of just doing, I don't want to call it psychotic things, but just things that are just abnormal. This is definitely the makings of someone who has an injury to the brain or someone who is living with the effects of a traumatic brain injury. that you can absolutely diagnose and correlate with the expert opinion while he's alive. So that's what I would, and you're right, coach. It's why you tell me it's no laughing matter. I mean, yeah, I agree. This is very serious. And this is a man who I've thought for years needs help. He absolutely needs professional help. And what that looks like now, I don't know. But I feel bad for him. But I feel bad for the victims as well too. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad for him.
If it's not his fault, if it's something that happened where he was, if you can.
Oh, no. That in itself is fine. It's just like childhood traumas. If you're a 50-year-old individual still talking about childhood traumas, that's on you for not searching out help. Now, there are certain things that are not in his control, but it has been told to him. We have video proof. We have montages of, since that hit, everything that he's done. Now, his friend, his mother, his ex-wife, whomever can sit him down and say, look, you are on a path. You're not doing the right things. They've told him this. His best friend, Ryan Clark, was like, yo, bro, we go back and I'm letting you know something ain't right. And he's like, I don't care. That part is on him.
If he doesn't know that he has a problem. And I'm not giving any, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm a defense attorney just like defending him, but I'm saying you don't know the extent of where he is mentally, psychologically. He might not think I have a problem. I need help. I remember Tom Brady said it after that incident when they were in Tampa Bay and he stormed on the field and took his, uniform off. And, I remember Tom Brady came on shortly thereafter. It's like, he needs some help. He needs help.
So you telling me he didn't, with some afterthought, he didn't think that was wrong?
I don't know this man's mental state.
Right. But there has to be a point. And if you listen to him speak, he will take accountability for some of the things that he did. So he knows what he's doing wrong. Now, some people will use an illness as an excuse to wild out. That is like, oh, I ain't know no better because, I got this going on. I understand he may be as far gone as we think that he really is, but he has to be held accountable to some extent for his actions, because there are players from the 50s, 60s, and 70s that had it worse than him and kept things under control. With everything that we have now, everything that's available to him, I ain't saying that he's going to be perfect, but there are things that he can tone down, and that is a choice. He thinks that he's above the law. He thinks because I'm Antonio Brown, I can do whatever I want whenever I want, and there will be no consequences. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's not far gone and he has control over all his facilities. He knows some of the things that he's doing is wrong. He did some things to his ex-wife.
Yeah,
he knows that that's wrong in front of his children.
Yeah,
and he did it again. So don't tell me he doesn't know what he's doing.
And and to some degree, I believe he does know what he's doing, but the law is going to hold him to a really high standard in terms of understanding and appreciating the nature and consequences of his actions. And if he can be proven that he doesn't, given his current mental state, my point is, does he need to have some type of punishment? Absolutely. You don't just walk around doing this to people and think that you're going to just, escape by. No, that's absolutely not. Do I think he's going to get jail time? Maybe not. I would argue that, put my guy on probation, include a lengthy inpatient mental health treatment plan, whether it's a year, 2 years, some type of program, rehabilitation. That's what I'm asking for. Try to get this man back on track. Punishment, check. Absolutely. Prison time, I don't know.
Probably not. Because if they can prove permanent damage to the brain, it's kind of seen a little different. You know what I mean? So you don't get, you don't get sent to, maximum security. You get sent to probably in, outpatient care to help you read, strengthen your brain. But we won't know the full damage of the brain, unfortunately, until he's dead.
Correct. That's right.
We won't know.
That's right.
And this might have to be a topic we throw on LBHT show, because I'm with you, Yolanda, but I'm also feeling Hendo on this. Only because you can go back to that before the Vontaze Burfict hit, which we all think was the last one, that really did damage to him. Even before that, he was acting up. And I mean, Ryan Clark talks about how he was on the team when Ryan Clark was telling the team not to give him that deal and all that stuff, which I think that was overstepping on his part. But he's been that way since he entered the league, and there are certain things where he like I'm with him though. I think there's a factor of he just thinks he can get away with it. He knows it's wrong. He knows he can get away with it, and that's not linked to anything with his brain. But this also doesn't help as well. Yeah, that's we might have to break that down a little bit more, but that's where we're at. All right, we're out of time here. Gave y'all 25 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. That's it for a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the schedule for now. If y'all want to make this a permanent thing, and you want us to go, 5 days a week, listen, there are ways you can get us motivated to do that. One is by hitting up the patreon.com/LBHTShow. Also, they all have Patreons on here. Go ahead and plug your stuff real quick. I'm going to actually put y'all links in the description right now.
You can find me on Ravens Talk with Yolanda right here on YouTube. And you can follow me on X at, I don't even know my handle, but it's in my channel. Just go over there and you'll see the little link and you can click on it from there. I think I'm Yolanda ESQ 1908. I think that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can follow me at Ferris and Donna on Twitter and on the Good Friends Better Rivals channel every Friday, 5 o'clock Pacific. Me and Caleb do NFC East. It's just pain. And yeah, that's it. I remembered, guys, the in-season Hard Knocks, by the way, this year is the NFC East. And those goddamn stuff is crazy. I don't know why you sigh that way, but sure, buddy, whatever. Where can they find you?
Because we saw what they did on Hard Knocks with Joe Shane before last season.
Yeah, it was horrible.
All right. The links are in the description. Click on that. Follow everybody. Hit up the Patreons.
Just check out their content.
Check out the content. Do all that stuff. Share this with your friends. All right. If we see the interest up, go up on this, then this will be a thing. But appreciate everybody for coming on. Yolanda, thank you so much for joining. Ferris, as always, appreciate you coming through here, man. All right. That is it. I'm gonna work on the outro. We're just gonna end this, but I'm gonna work on the outro for this. Okay, because this I got nothing about this. All right, y'all have a great day. Be great out there. We'll see you tonight for the LBHT show. Peace.